Mini Docs, where we interview team members, activists, volunteers, really anybody we find interesting, especially those who have been involved in the social justice and racial justice movements over the years. All right, today I'm sitting down with Carol LaTorre-Elliott. Did I pronounce that right?
You did.
Oh, good. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you grew up?
Grew up in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, till I finished high school. Left Florida, went to Houston, got married, had a child. Decided that Houston is not the place to raise a child. Ended up in Huntsville, had some family here, and I've been here since 1984.
Yeah. And you've been volunteering for United Women of Color?
Since Angela and I met, anytime she had something going on that I could participate in, I'd show up.
Yeah, for a couple of years now.
It's been a few years, yeah.
Yeah, thank you for your work with us.
Sure.
Yeah, that's great. Do you remember any time when you were young or a young adult that you remembered noticing injustices in the world? They call it woke, but kind of becoming awake to those sorts of things?
So I was the oldest daughter in a Latin family.
Mm-hmm.
We're woke.
Yeah.
We take care of everybody. I came from, a poor background. My parents were not stable. My family was not stable. I ran off to Houston and then ended up in Huntsville. Divorced in Huntsville with a 4-year-old. So the injustice of all of that is knowing that you're smart enough, but the opportunities are not there. Mm-hmm. Either by stigma, young, unmarried, divorced at 22 with a child. All of that kind of played into being held back. Mm-hmm. And then all the women I've met here are very similar circumstances where you spent your 20s and 30s feeling unworthy because you didn't follow the rules. You didn't come up through the rules. You didn't go to college, or a lot of that. So I saw a lot of that. My family is biracial. My father's Afro-Cuban. Mother very, very Georgia white. And I kind of leaned more towards my grandmother, who didn't speak English, who didn't really like me. But she was my beacon. So back to your question, when did I know there were injustices in the world? For women, I knew it all the entire time. I knew it by watching my mother. I knew it by watching my stepmother. I knew it by watching my grandmother. Women were not the favored class, although everybody relied on them, and I became that person. Everybody relies on them. I was expected to do whatever firstborn Latin girl does. Justice for me would be consolidating the equity portion of the world, right? Housing equity, wage equity, gender equity, financial equity. Even access to the education to do those things.
Mm-hmm. So as we wrap up, Carol, I want to thank you for being here with us today and sharing a little bit about your life and your experiences. And also just say thank you so much for volunteering with United Women of Color. We appreciate you, and best luck in the future with any of your endeavors. Do you have any projects on the horizon?
Always doing something. I'm in the middle of helping a civic association get out of their own way. So that's my job. So
that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Any final words you want to?
Oh, no, thank you. The reason I gravitate towards United Women of Color, even when I thought I wasn't a woman of color per se, because I wasn't sure what that meant. It was listening to Angela the first time I heard her speak, and I was compelled to sit and wait till she was finished, and then invite her to have coffee, and she agreed. The things that you guys are doing, all the varied things, kind of hit all of the, if I were somebody looking for help or direction or mentorship, I would come.
Yes.
I would come here.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
yeah, Angela's like that. She's good like that. She loves to discuss new ideas and ways we can continue to help our communities. Thank you so much for sitting down with us. I think that was really great. Carol was our first interviewee for our UWOC Mini Docs.